In this lecture, guys, we are going to be creating our own layout using all the skills that we've attained so far. And then we're going to learn how you can save your layout for future use in your project. So let's log in to Blender. So by now, what do we know how to do? We know how to change the color theme in Blender. We know how to resize any and all panels. We know how to delete panels, how to add panels, and how to change panel content. So what we're going to do is we are going to create our own pre-made layout. So as we remember from previous lectures, if we come up to the info bar and click on this choose screen layout icon, we have a series of pre-made layouts. Now we can add to these by changing our layout and then saving that layout. The way we do this is we have whatever pre-made layout we're on, and what we have to do is we have to press this plus button to add a new screen. Once I do that, it becomes default 0.001. Now I can rename this, so I'm going to call this Joe's Layout. Okay, so excuse me. So we've got our new layout name. Now we can start editing our layout. So I'm just going to do a couple of simple things. I'm going to extend the size of these two panels, and I'm going to change my properties panel into I'm going to bring up user preferences. So I've got my user preferences here. I'm going to make my timeline a bit bigger as well. So I've got my new layout. So if I look down here again, I'll see that I have my layout for reference. So I can go to default, animation, I can do all the same as before, but now I've got one more. I've got Joe's layout as well. However, I can also delete active screens with the X button if I don't like it. So I can press X and it takes me to the whatever layout was either above or below it. I think it's above. So it's taken me to the game logic screen. I'm going to go back to default now. So now you know how to add and delete your layouts. Now bear in mind you can also delete the pre-made ones as well. Now make sure that you don't do that. Well, it doesn't matter too much as long as you don't save your preferences. I'm going to show you why that's the case. So I'm going to create my new one, Joe Layout. I'm just going to do something very simple, just make that bigger. Now, as you can see, we've got Joe Layout amongst all the other pre-made layouts, yes? What happens when we open a new file? We're on a default again, and it's disappeared. So basically, the way to keep anything we do is to create our new layout. Sorry guys, just struggling a bit with my voice today. And we're going to create our layout as we just make a random layout. I'm going to bring this one up and change that to the UV image editor. Now to keep this, I have to go File, and I have to save user preferences, save startup file. That's the one I want. Now in a future lecture we're going to be going over exactly what this does, but basically if you want to keep your layout you have to go file and press save startup file, and in the next lecture we're going to show that in more detail. But right now I've got a challenge for you guys. So you're now going to create your own layout using all the skills that we've learned in the previous lectures. I want you to do the following things. I want you to change the number panels, change your panel content, change the size of the panels, and change the color theme. Then I would like you to try and take a screenshot of your new layout and post it in the discussions. Do that guys, post it in the discussions, and I hope to see you in the next lecture.